Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Debate, and I am honored to be having with me over the phone Mrs. Amany, Haula, the expert in the non-governmental organizations. Thank you very much for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate, and a happy Eid, and of course celebrating the 30th of June as well, and the 3rd of March victory, the 3rd of July victory rather. Mrs. Amany. Mrs. Amany, Haula.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Happy Eid, and thank you very much for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate.
Thank you.
Anytime. First of all, as I said in the beginning, that of course we are celebrating this week, or we celebrated on Friday, the 30th of June anniversary, the 10th anniversary of the revolution. How do you see the importance of the revolution that took place 10 years ago in Egypt on different levels, and more specifically politically and economically?
We can say that Egypt was about to be stolen, and we just returned it back. It's a historical moment, and we should be grateful and thankful for everybody who helped to achieve this great magic event, where I could never find or dream of how to escape from the dark tunnel we were going through. Thank God, actually, and thanks for everybody helped to achieve this event.
Mrs. Amany, did you participate in the revolution? Because we can see footage from 10 years ago, the revolution, the streets. The people were up against the terrorist brotherhood organization, of course, with the assistance of the Egyptian army and the Egyptian police forces. Did you celebrate and participate more specifically on the 30th of June in 2013 revolution against the terrorist brotherhood organization? And if you did, what were your memories about it?
Of course I did. We were all in the streets trying to show that we are here. This is our opinion. This is the nation. Well, it's not only few or part of the nation as they are tried to make it in the media. And we insisted not to leave until we make sure that we saved our country.
Yes, Mrs. Amany, of course, we did see economic development as well over the past 10 years in Egypt following the 30th of June revolution. How do you see the importance of the national projects that were carried out under the tenure of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi?
We can mention many projects, and the most important part that we are not just watching the beginning or hearing about, but we find out that it's already existing in the on the ground, and we can see the results, not only the talks. This is the big difference and the big change of the way of thinking and way of behavior of our leaders.
Yes, of course, before the revolution in 2011 and until the tenure of the terrorist brotherhood organization and the deposed or the ousted President Mohamed Morsi, we did see problems and trouble in the Egyptian streets, more specifically in the sector of energy, for example. How do you see the leap that we have had ever since 2013 in the sector of energy? Because, of course, it reflected on every other sector in the society, and we managed to be exporting energy to the neighboring countries as well.
Actually, I cannot imagine how God helped us and supported us in all sectors, not only in energy sector, but energy was one of the great achievements, starting from Zohr well to the other means of energy like solar and other ways we are trying to invade, even including the ionic but actually, or atomic, but actually we can appreciate what we are reaching now, and even the service, the normal citizen can recognize the better service he is having now.
Yes, on the other hand, as I mentioned, that a lot of sectors were affected by the energy sector. For example, the leap that we have had over the past 10 years here in Egypt. I would like to ask you about your specific position as an expert in the non-governmental organizations, which is, of course, affecting the ordinary citizens in Egypt. How do you see the lives of the ordinary Egyptians over the past 10 years have been developed after the June 30th revolution?
We can say the sequences after the revolution, starting from the new beginning of the new republic, including the new cities and new industrial areas, agricultural projects, all of them are affecting the citizens, starting from chances, better chances for finding a job in the market, even the better choices for having housing service, because we used to have chronic problem with getting or to have an apartment before. Now everybody who will try to admit his request, he will have a rule, which is something we could never imagine before. Also, the new horizons we are having now in new industries, starting from the black sand, white sand, green hydrogen, all these fields which we used never to hear about, or we couldn't even imagine that we can participate and invade these fields. The achievements are talking about themselves. Yes. Even without talking about them.
Yes, and finally, Mrs. Amany, in a minute, you mentioned the chronic problems that we have faced, Egypt has faced over the past 10 years following the 2013 revolution against the terrorist Brotherhood organization. One of them was the COVID-19, the coronavirus pandemic that hit the entire globe. More recently, the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. We have had economic trouble, as did the entire world as well. In about 30 seconds, how did you see the response of the Egyptian state under the tenure of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, economically and diplomatically?
We can simply say that it's one of the greatest challenges, that you are fighting against many enemies and in the same time start completing your development and ascending in the plans you are putting and achieving them. We have parallel fights or parallel wars, and we are working on both sides in a very hard way and in a very successful way.
Yes, Mrs. Amany Haula, the expert in the non-governmental organizations, thank you very much for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate over the phone, and we'll be having a quick break, so stay tuned.